Alex. I'm a social worker here at the WSU Counseling Center. What's your name?
I'm Jacqueline.
Well, it's good to meet you. I really like your top.
Thank you.
I really like the flowers. That's cute.
Thanks. I'm really into florals. There's pretty much everything in my life is floral.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. That's
So,
cute.
yeah.
Well, and with springtime coming up, we've
It's
got
perfect,
lots of flowers. Yeah. How's the weather been? You liking it?
It's been pretty great. I love it. I definitely dressing like summer clothes. I am about to just go buy a whole new summer wardrobe, but I love it. I just wish I could spend a little bit more time in it, but
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I've been busy. It's hard to get outside.
Yeah.
It's sad though because it's so nice.
Yeah,
I want to
it's
be
like, I
out
want
there.
to, but-
Yeah, I want to be out in the nice weather before it gets cold again.
yeah.
Yeah. So have you ever been in a therapist relationship? Have you
I
ever had
haven't.
that? Okay, well, just a little bit about how it works. I am here for you for whatever you need. If you want to talk, if you've got any problems you need to address, whatever you need from me, I'm here for you. If you want to meet a whole bunch or not at all, whatever you want to do. Do you know about confidentiality? Or?
I know a little bit. It's basically just like stuff stays between us that we talk about, kind of, right?
Yeah. So confidentiality in a therapist relationship, it's a little bit different than normal. So basically my job is just to keep you safe. So I do have to report if you are harming yourself or if someone else is harming you or if you are threatening to harm someone else. I do have to report that just to keep you safe. Is that something that's okay with you?
Yep, that sounds good.
Okay, sounds good. Well, so tell me a little bit about like how are classes going?
They're going pretty okay. I have just about a normal course load, but I've kind of found a split between like my major specific classes and then my non-major classes. And I've almost found that the non-major classes are harder and I'm having to focus more on them than my major ones, which just doesn't feel right because it's like that's what I'm going to do with my life. I feel like I should be putting a lot more energy into these classes, but it's like my non-major ones require so much more, like so much more time reading and studying and like trying to do those so I can pass so that I can keep going into my major classes, but so just trying to like figure that out in my brain has been kind of like what?
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And you probably enjoy your major classes more, probably a bit easier too.
Yeah.
What is your major?
I'm a social work major actually, so
That's
that's
really
kind of how
cool.
I found out about the counseling center and everything,
Yeah.
and I was like, should go give that a shot and kind of see what it's like over there.
Yeah, well, we're happy to have you, happy to talk to you. So, what brings you in today? It sounds like you're a bit stressed.
Yeah, a little bit. I've just been kind of like having a little bit of trouble with time management because I have like my full course load, plus I work a part-time job and they've been increasing my hours because we've been short-staffed, and then also just trying to find time for like my friends and then also find time for self-care and like just trying to make time for it all.
Yeah.
It's kind of stressful, and it's like I focus on one thing because I'm like, oh, I really need to like take a mental health day and like just like make my brain right again, and then it's like, oh, I take that and then I'm even further behind on my homework, or I'm even like further behind with my friendships, like I just avoided those for the whole day, so it's like it's like hard to find like the right balance.
Yeah, it sounds like you're struggling a bit with like having a lot on your plate. Like I can understand that, you know. School is a big struggle. There's a lot to do and keeping up with your job can be really stressful. So what do you do for self-care?
Let's see. I really like a nice bath, like a nice little like pamper night. I also like reading like my own personal books, but then it's weird, I feel guilty reading my personal books because I'm like, I should be reading a book for school.
Yeah.
But I do like reading those and just like kind of like taking time in the quiet, like just sitting in my room by myself with a candle and just like no noise. Like no phone, no TV, no nothing, just like sitting.
Yeah. Well, that sounds really good. It does sound like you're feeling a bit guilty about taking time for yourself, though. Is that right?
Yeah, I do have a little bit of guilt about it. I have kind of a lot of pressure to like actually graduate from like my parents and stuff.
Mhm.
So it's kind of just really pressure heavy to like make sure that I make it through that, and then like still supporting myself with my job, plus like trying to like be a normal 20-year-old.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of pressure, so I feel guilty when I like do something that might hinder like my studies, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, you sound like a very responsible person. Like, it sounds like you really care a lot about being responsible and taking time for your classes. Like, it sounds like you want to do well. So I'm really impressed by that. That sounds good. Yeah. Do you struggle with feeling like judged by your parents by that, or?
Yeah, I would say maybe not, judged, just because there's just a lot of pressure. I'm the youngest of my siblings, and neither of my brothers made it past their first year of college. So there's definitely the, like, you have to, like, graduate. Like, you're our last chance, you gotta make it through. And it's like, I want to, like, I have my own desire to, but it's like their pressure just makes it, like, it makes me work harder, so I'm, like, appreciative of it, but it does also.
Yeah, that sounds stressful. I can understand that. I can empathize with that being a lot to do. Yeah.
Did we